Hey, how's it going? Sorry I haven't uploaded for a few days. I needed a break after the Garo situation, I guess. I got this idea shortly after I uploaded the Garo video, and I figured I'd go ahead and get it out of the way now to kind of flex my editing creative muscle and to kind of answer some questions before they get asked. This will probably be updated in a later video, but I figured I'd go ahead and make this because the idea of making an FAQ before anybody asks any questions is just really funny to me. But anyway, let's get right into it. Why do you hate YouTube? I hate YouTube because of many different things, and this can almost entirely be a video on its own, but I figured I'll just keep it to a self-contained rant right here. YouTube's algorithm sucks. It always has sucked, and everyone agrees that it sucks. It's impossible to figure out what it is, and as soon as you do, it changes. It constantly changes based on the interest of the general public at hand, and while that is an interesting way to push videos out to the people that want to see them, it leaves anybody that does stuff off the beaten path a little behind. The only reason I have any following right now is because I decided to cover Garo right as Garo was getting a lot of increase in Google searches, and while I appreciate that 100+ people found my channel through that, I don't want to be a drama duper, so I'm trying to change things now before we get stuck doing that kind of content. I also hate that YouTube is borderline abusive to the people that use the platform, and it always kind of has been, as long as I've known it. Not a single decision they've made in the past decade, or even recently, have benefited their creators in any way whatsoever. They just haven't. YouTube does not care about the people that use the platform. They care more about the corporations and brands that want to have things on their platform. And while I guess that's decent for financial gain, it's really made the platform just alien to me. It's not what it used to be. Why did you start streaming on Twitch? I started streaming on Twitch and almost entirely because I was fed up with YouTube. Yeah, that's basically it. I was really fucking done with YouTube's nonsense and started streaming on Twitch more as an alternative, but also because I just like streaming in general. Back when I had a significantly more popular YouTube channel in another community, I would even just stream on that more often than I would on Twitch because trying to get people to watch me on Twitch was impossible. But yeah, I love streaming a lot, and that's why you should follow me on Twitch when I finally get my ass back into gear and start streaming again. Who knows, you might see a stream today. What do you look like? If you want a genuine answer to this, you can find me on Twitter, but I'll post a picture up real quick. Prepare to be disappointed. JK, I'm handsome as hell. How long have you been making content? Very long time, since November 2009, which puts me at about 12 years now, across multiple different YouTube channels. It's crazy that I've been doing this nonsense for this long, but yeah, that's when I started. 2009, which feels like a century ago at this point. Favorite content creators? I'll splice this up into two different categories because I know that if I just talk about the normal YouTubers that I watch, people will be like, well, what about the furry YouTubers? And I'm furry Twitch streamers, so I'll split it up into two categories. I'll talk about the furry ones first. My favorite furry streamers are Lino Yeen, Lumetric, The Squid Launcher, Diffuse Moose, and Prey Xpurge. I don't really watch many YouTube content creators outside of Beta Data Elota, so I mean, I guess he would be my favorite. I guess Jickerdor as well, but he's also a friend of mine, so like, I don't know if that really counts. As far as normal, quote-unquote, normal YouTubers and content creators, one of my favorite streamers is Otstarva, because he plays a game that I have heavy interest in, which is Dead by Daylight. I actually can't think of many regular streamers outside of Ots that I watch, but as far as content creators go, my favorite YouTuber is AlphaRad by far. I also enjoy Cat Icarus, Brutal Moose, and Dead Meat. I don't know why I had to think about that one. Dead Meat's easily the YouTube channel I watch the most. James A. Janice has an amazing voice that I could just listen to for hours. Also, he has an incredibly vast knowledge of film production, and it's really interesting to hear him talk about behind-the-scenes stuff about horror movies, which is my favorite genre of film, by the way. What are your favorite games? in no particular order, my top 5 is Persona 5 Royal, Kingdom Hearts 2, Undertale, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Those are my favorite games right there. Everything I love in video games is present in every single one of those games, and I love them all to death. Why dragon? Why dragon? Why dragon? I guess that's a fair question. I've had an infatuation with dragons basically my whole life, but it really came to a head within the past couple of years. I don't really know what started it outside of adult Spike and My Little Pony. And then I was suddenly like, yo, buff dragons are kind of cool. I want to be a buff dragon. And then I became a buff dragon. I don't know, there's not really much of an origin story to this. The first video game I ever, well, the first home console video game I ever played was Spyro. So, I've loved dragons for a very long time. I just can't believe it took me this long to make one my own Sona. What do you use to make your videos? There's a lot of turning cogs in what I use to make my videos, so I'll go through it by program and what they do. The first one that I'm sure most people are interested in is, you know, this. I use VC Face, which is a completely free program, and it's actually probably the best VRM software out there, in my opinion. I tried Luppet for a very long time, and Luppet is also very good, but you have to pay for the full version, and it's $60. And in my opinion, not entirely worth it. It is an complete and utter resource hog, but it is very customizable, I will give it that. As far as what I use to record this screen, I use OBS Studio, which is the same thing I use to stream. And anybody that's looking to get into streaming, I would recommend you start there. OBS Studio is by far the most popular streaming software for a reason. As for what I use to edit my videos, I have and always will use Sony Vegas to edit my videos because it is the best UI in a timeline editing software, and I am not going to hear any word to the contrary. Premiere fucking sucks. I also use After Effects sometimes. I use it for some of my stinger transitions on Twitch and for the intro and outro on my YouTube videos sometimes. And also, I know it's not entirely related, but I use a Logitech C920 webcam to capture all this. I use an Xperia headset to capture the audio for the VRM software so that it's not interfering with my mic. As far as my microphone, I use a Audio-Technica 2020 microphone. It is a very entry-level XLR microphone with a UMC 202 HD interface, and then I use Voice Mod to take the dual channel audio and make it mono. There, I think that's everything. There's a lot of turning cogs in what I use to make my stuff. It's all worth it, but oh my god, it's exhausting. Who made your model? My model is made by Cyberware, aka Craig 3D. I did the retexture myself, but I bought the rights to the avatar to use for non-profit uses. What do you plan to do in the future? I don't fucking know, dude. The future's kind of hard to pin down when it comes to YouTube because I never thought I was going to actually upload anything. But the fact that I did make this YouTube channel and start uploading to it, and then a week and a half later, I have 140 some odd subscribers, I guess I have a little bit more incentive to do it now. If you hate YouTube, why did you start this channel? Because a part of me knows that in order to attain the dream of being a full-time content creator, I have to use this platform to some degree. And as much as I hate it, there will always be a part of your job that you don't enjoy, and this would probably be it for me. The thing that bugs me the most about YouTube and having to create content on it is you can't just coast by. You can't just make hackneyed content, and you can't just take clips from other places and slap it together and put it up on YouTube and expect people to enjoy it as much. It doesn't make you stand out as much as you think it does. It really doesn't. The only reason I uploaded that clip highlights from a few months ago was because I still had it lying around, and there's some genuinely funny moments that I don't want to lose, so I'm keeping the video around at the very least. As for why I started it, well, Jikerdor did a series of videos when I sat down and talked with them about the state of Twitch and how they should handle the hate raid situation, and the conversation eventually got into a lot more serious topics. Basically, I felt like Twitch should at least give us an option to turn on mobile phone verification, which they did, and I give them props for that. And ever since then, the hate raid problem has just kind of not been as big of a thing. But we got into discussions about depression and whatnot, and Jick and I made a deal that if I deleted my entire YouTube presence and just started over, that things would be better and I'd be happier, and he was correct. He was very correct. While it was a little painful to delete the main channel of mine that I've been working on for a very long time, it was dead, and I needed to admit that it was dead, and the only reason that it was continuing to coast was because I would occasionally cater to the fandom that I used to be a part of. It was the My Little Pony fandom, before you ask. But again, I already mentioned him once in this video, but huge shoutouts to Jikerdor. He was the first sub on this YouTube channel and has been an amazing friend. Thank you so much, Jik. What made you make that first video on Garo? Honestly, it just pissed me off. As someone that is striving to one day be in the position he's in where I can do this kind of thing full time, it's really aggravating to see someone do it in a way that's just so everything I hate about content creation. Basically extorting your fans for the money, not really caring about making quality but quantity, and just making a hive mind of sorts around your community. I've always been a believer that, like, anybody should be, within reason, allowed to express themselves however they want in my own community, which is why my Discord server is the way it is. I say within reason because, like, I know that if I just say, oh, you can do anything you want, that'll get taken out of context and people will take advantage of that, and I do have a very low tolerance for certain kinds of things. That's just kind of who I am, sorry. But I made the video on Garo because I wanted to spread awareness to people I know and continue to spread things from there. The crazy thing is that most of the people I know found out about him through other ways, or found my YouTube video and then contacted me later. There was just a lot about it. I'm glad I made the videos on Garo, but at the same time, I'm worried that, like, people are gonna expect more of that content from me, and I don't want to be a drama tuber. Main reason I don't want to be a drama tuber is drama tubers every time are super toxic people. They don't actually cover these kind of situations for anything other than clout, and typically often be awful people under the surface. I mean, look at fucking Leafy is here, or Keemstar, just absolutely fucking deplorable human beings that should not have a platform. One of them doesn't. The other one shouldn't either, but that's neither here nor there. I can't really drag this section on for any longer, and I don't have any other questions written down on my thing. This is the closest thing to a script you will ever get from me, by the way. Every time I've sat and written a script about a video or something like that, I wind up sounding like someone that isn't me. So I'm just doing everything unscripted. Unless I really need to make a script, I'm not scripting these videos ever. And seriously, thank you so much for the 100+ subscribers within the past couple of weeks. That's actually kind of insane. I never had growth like that, like, even on my, well, okay, I did have growth like that on my old channel, but it just seems weird to feel that rush again. I never thought I would. I'm happy I am, though. I am kind of enjoying this kind of approach to content a lot more than what I was doing before, mostly because it doesn't feel so restrictive. I can be myself in a way that, like, I don't have to go through extreme amounts of artistic expression to bring out. I can just be me, and I like me, so yeah. Once again, if you enjoy my content, I'm gonna leave another link to the Discord server down below. I'll do this for a while, but eventually I am gonna take the links out, because I don't want there to always be a backdoor to get into the server for people that might get kicked. But also, like, I know that over time, I'm going to have more people that I can actually deal with, and I don't want that. Well, yeah, thank you for tuning into this FAQ where no one asked any questions. I'm sorry, I just love that concept. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments below. I love interacting with the audience, so I will respond. All right, I'm rambling at this point. It's been fun. My Twitter is @TheNatoQueer, and my Twitch is just twitch.tv/TheNatoQueer. Those are the only socials I care about. Well, okay, I have a TikTok too, but I never fucking use it. If you want to find me there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you later.